There's another thing that I left out about the weird random Big Brother audition that felt more like a workshop than anything, which was that it wasn't filmed. So like there was just 10 people in a room being questioned, and yeah, it wasn't filmed, and there was only one person there who was supposed to be like a casting director, I guess, and um, yeah, I'm a little bit confused because on one hand, I feel like the Big Brother team know that I'm Christ, or know that I think I'm Christ, and or maybe it's someone higher up or something. I don't really know, but I feel like there's a lot of people who know and is going to support me, and that's how I'm going to get exposed through this show. And yet, this guy who's part of casting director didn't seem to know anything about me, or at least I there was no evidence that he did. I suppose he wouldn't have said something if there was, but I don't know. He didn't seem like shocked at anything. Like I believe that I'm a Leah, and I don't. I don't know. But yeah, I also think I didn't. I didn't do very well in it, because yeah, there was a lot of bigger speakers, and they did ask questions at the end, which was like I said a lot. I think I said all the right things. I was talking about reincarnation, and I think I said enough to be interesting and to start a debate cost topic. And I said the importance about race, me wanting to promote reincarnation and prove it through so that I can like end racism and sexism, and I think that's really important. And there was a lot of colored people in the room as well, so um, yeah, but it was interesting how when they asked the question, who would be the president or something, they did not select me. And if they would choose who would you most want to be in the Big Brother house, they did not select me. And I don't think I was even close to being chosen. And I've got a feeling that the casting person the might have not would have selected me first. I think there was a girl next to me who was also in the pageant, a coloured girl who was also in the pageant. I think she probably stood out the most out of everyone. But yeah, I didn't stand out at all. I don't think, not really, a little bit. But yeah, I feel like group meetings and group interviews are really stupid because a lot of people might not say things, but the reason why they might not say things is because they don't want to like offend the group, or I think there's a lot of stupid people in the world, and I think sometimes if you ask a question, what do you think of what is cheating wrong or right, and then you just get people saying, oh, it's so wrong, yes. And I feel like that's just such a dumb answer. But if I give my opinion that I think that's such a dumb answer, then I'm just going to piss people off because I've just like insulted them. I think it's a dumb answer because I think if you thought about things on the broader sense, that you'd get, you know, a big range of different, how close and how close are the people together, and if there's a violence in the relationship and someone starts cheating, well, that's probably, she should be doing more than cheating. She should be leaving and getting out, but maybe she's under threat or something. You don't know people's circumstances or reasons for cheating and stuff. And I don't know. Sometimes people's answers can be very stupid. And I hate group chats because it's you can't relate. If you're talking to someone individually, you actually like make a connection, and you can actually say things that are interesting to them, or if they say something in a way back, you can get to know them through that. Whereas I don't think you can get to know people through a group chat. You just get to know who stands out the most. But yeah, someone who can stand out the most in a group of people, that doesn't mean that they're most interesting. It could actually mean that they're quite bland, and they're just trying to try harder with I don't know, with just saying random comments or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. Um, as for the pageant, there's something else that I wanted to say. Oh, I also noticed actually in the Big Brother audition, someone actually brought up Aaliyah's and R. Kelly's relationship, because they said that what Chris Brown isn't doing is right, and then they brought up R. Kelly and Aaliyah for some reason, which is really strange because yeah, I believe I'm her, and then for someone to bring her name up, and I kind of just wanted to say, actually, I can speak for myself. You don't need to. I think I can't remember what she said, but she was putting down the relationship and saying that it's not right or something. But yeah, at the end of the day, I it's about the person and how um how mature someone is, and different circumstances. I can't speak for other people, but I can speak for myself. But yes, back to the pageant. Was there a few thoughts? Yeah, back to the pageant. There was yeah, I really loved it, but I definitely enjoyed it more last time. I think this time I didn't get on with as many. There was a few like people that felt a little bit out of place last year, and I kind of befriended them. And during the sort of social parts where we were drinking, I felt like I could approach them. I felt like I could talk to them and talk to them because I want to talk to them. Whereas this year, I felt like I was walking around the room and I couldn't remember who was in the pageant and who was not. There was a lot more people this year, so it was kind of harder to remember all the faces. And yeah, when I was trying to walk around this sort of end room with the in the bar area, I was like, I didn't want to go up to someone and be like, "Hey, you enjoyed the pageant? Like, were you in it or were you watching it?" Sometimes I couldn't really work out who was who was watching and who was in it because there was quite a lot of people in the show, and also when I don't know, yeah, when you're focusing on just on stuff, and I didn't really build up any friendships basically, and I think this might be the reason why I don't know if I'll do it again, but I'm really tempted though just to offer to be like a backstage photographer because you can get some really good photographs in people's dresses, and that's the kind of the bit that I like the most, where I just take pictures of people's dresses. I did that last year. I really, yeah, I love seeing the dresses. And I think because I was too focused on getting changed and putting my own dress on, I feel like I lost focus on what I actually love the most, which is seeing these dresses. And yeah, also taking pictures of them, taking pictures of people in dresses and feeling like you were being appreciated. There was a photographer, but he only was doing like the sort of stage stuff. And I felt like you can actually get some much better pictures if you were standing up on the balcony, looking down at the audience, looking down on the stage, um, and and yeah, sort of including a much broader range and having backstage photographs. But I don't know. So I'm hoping that I'm going to be exposing my religion soon, in which case I probably won't be going to another pageant again because I'll hopefully be famous and maybe living somewhere else. And if I'm not, then maybe I'll see if I can do some backstage photography just as a freelance thing.